Excuse me, of course, I was totally fine until I hit record. Such is life, of course. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited for you to join me in one of my first ever Zoom recordings. So bear with me. I have no idea how this will go. For those of you that are live, of course, you're lucking out. And you can help me muddle through this. For those of you on the recording, I apologize if it's not perfect, but learning as we go, of course. So I'm going to share my screen real quick here and start. Hopefully this will be simple. Usually it isn't always, but, and of course, everything is in my way. All right, hopefully you guys can all see this. Let's move some of this out of my way and then we'll get started. I apologize. All right. All right, perfect. So welcome. My name is Stacy with This Little by Little Life, and I am hosting a class tonight on ideal plans. I know most of us start out our days, our years, our months, hoping that we will have this grand plan that will just work and flow and have no problems. But as you know, that doesn't always happen. So I wanted to jump on here tonight and talk about a few things that I think will help you guys get started on how to make some good plans. So I'm going to go over some of this, do an introduction, we're going to talk about AM routines, PM routines, ideal week, answer any questions, and then I'm going to show you my upcoming workshops and one-on-one coaching I have going on, and all of that. So who am I? I didn't find any good pictures, so you have this randomly weird people, but they stayed. I didn't have a good picture of myself to load up here, but basically my name is Stacy Wesson, and I am an Oola life coach. I have been doing this for only a couple of months. I had been trying to create my own programs on my own for probably the last 2 years, and then I felt it wasn't going anywhere. It's super hard to get your own stuff, creating it, all of that. And I happened to come across Oola from a friend of mine who shared it. And it was like everything I ever wanted in a program was there. I didn't have to create it. It was so many similarities aligning in their philosophy and mind that I was ecstatic and jumped right into it. So for those who aren't familiar with Oola, it was created by two doctors, Dr. Steve and Dr. Troy. Or Dr. Tave and Dr. Troy, sorry. And Troy is the Oola guru and Dave is the Oola seeker. And it's just a framing lifestyle, how to live a balanced life. You cover the 7 F's of your life, which is finances, faith, friends, family. I'm going to forget them, of course, fitness, field, which is your work. I know I'm missing one more. Anyways, there's 7 steps that you follow to live a more balanced life. And it has helped me. There's so many different opportunities within it. There's something for every price range. So I love that. And I just love the guys are solid guys, and it's just an amazing company. So I am now offering life coaching through that, as well as still organizing everything in getting your life together. I want to help you grow. I want to help you conquer your dreams. And the best way to do that is to help you live a balanced life and declutter your house, get you organized, and get you going to share the dreams that you have with others. This is my dream. So like I said, all right. Sorry, I was fine all day, and I start talking and this happens. So AM routines, morning routines, they have been, I'd say, around forever. They've become more popular, I'd say, in the last couple of years with the planning community, and everybody's, talking about AM routines, all the things you have to do. And so basically, it's just the steps you take in the morning to start your day. That's what an AM routine is. Nothing super super expansive to that. It's just, what do you do? I think where I've seen it go wrong is talking about what it isn't. I think people create this morning routine that is like 13 steps. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to read my Bible for 30 minutes. I'm going to have some reflection time, some gratitude time. I'm going to drink tea. I'm going to do a yoga workout. I'm going to do my face routine. I'm going to, feed my children. We add all of these things into this routine that we want to build because we want to build an AM routine. Everybody told us to build an AM routine. So that's what I'm doing. And that overwhelmed us all. And in this era of hustle and push and you got to go, 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 I think that completely overwhelmed, at least for me, trying to build this AM routine, this morning routine. I'm like, well, I can't do any of this. And so we need to create one. And so I did give you some printouts. So if you're watching the recording, you should still get these. But the first one is called Morning Routine. And what I wanted you to do is, and we'll have time here in a minute to do this, is what is your current routine? And I think, again, getting back to that, what it isn't, it's not have to be fancy. Like before I got in shape and did some things with my health, mornings were really tough for me. It was literally getting up, immediately brushing my teeth, washing my face, getting dressed, and pretty much out the door. I didn't feel good. I was overweight, had fibromyalgia, so was not feeling good. So that was my morning routine. I'd literally roll out of bed and roll out the door. Now that I've changed a lot of my habits, I have found that I can get up easier and I do have more time. So they will change as I said, alter as needed. They will change over time. So what I want you to do in the first box on the morning routine worksheet says current. Write down what you currently do in the morning. Do you sleep? Do you get on your phone and play for 2 hours? Mindlessly scrolling? Really write down what you do, because that's going to help you create this routine. Because what you're going to want to do is, if you want to add new things into your routine, you're going to want to have some habits already created that you can tie into them. If you're familiar with Atomic Habits, talks about finding another habit and tying a new one to it so that it is easier to incorporate into your new routines. So I'm going to give you a few minutes here to go ahead and write out your current routine. Like I said, be truthful here. This is just for your eyes. You can throw it away, recycle it, burn it, whatever you want after this class. The best way to get something out of a class is doing it for you and being present. So go ahead and write down what is your current morning routine. I'll give you guys a few minutes to go ahead and write that down. While you guys are doing that, I'll go ahead and talk about something I've recently realized with my morning routine, is that we just had a remodel at our house. And so our blinds were all taken down. So we've not put our blinds back up because we can't find the right pieces. We got stored somewhere, who knows where. So now we have no blind, but I'm loving it for one simple fact, is that I wake up to natural light. I have never in my life been a morning person. I'm a night owl. I didn't want to be a morning person. And for the last 2 months, I have been embracing this new found wealth of a morning routine because I actually have time, not, racing out the door. So I will say something to that natural light, because with the natural light, I wake up to sunlight. I feel more rested. I'm waking up naturally. There's something to that whole waking up naturally versus if your room is really dark and your alarm is going off. It's just, that's not the most conducive way to wake up. So I will say, if we are going to get our blinds up or curtains because our poor neighbors, but I am going to find something less that will let in the light still, because that has helped my morning routine by 100-fold. That, and of course, feeling better always helps. You get out of bed. So now that you've wrote down what your current plan is, what's working? What do you like about your morning routine? What do you want to keep in it? before I really started, I really didn't have one. Like I said, I literally woke up and rolled out of bed. Obviously waking up is still great. That's what was working on my morning routine. It wasn't a whole lot. If you don't have a whole lot there, don't worry about that next box on the paper, but just, if you do have a few things, what's working, you get a good Bible routine. Maybe you enjoy spending 30 minutes on your phone because that's the only time you have to mindlessly scroll and do some fun things like that. So write down what's working. And then I'll give you a few seconds for that. Again, we can do more of this on your own, but I did want, and if there's any questions from the pages, to be able to get for you guys to look at it tonight and go from there. So we're right now on the morning routine page, writing down what's working. And then obviously it's pretty simple. You can see the next box, what's not. Maybe you're spending too much mindlessly scrolling. Maybe you're not getting in your Bible routine or your yoga. You want to start some of those aspects. So, whatever is not working in morning routine. So not what, again, what's just in that first box, what are you currently doing? Write down what's not working. You can put some absence of items, like I'm not doing this, that's fine. But we won't go for that too far. It'd be interesting to know how many people actually do a morning routine. I know we all write about it. We hear about their stickers for it in the planner world, for those of you that are my planner world. But I will say having that routine helps you flow. And my husband are both B personalities, and we're not into like strict schedules. But I have found over the years that a schedule actually can help you be more spontaneous. And so again, when we set these morning routines, evening routines, an ideal week, it's going to help you be more spontaneous because you have things kind of organized. So when things just pop up, you can jump in. So when you have your ideal morning routine, if something happens, you can be super flexible. Someone wants to do coffee. A kid has a meltdown. There's some flexibility there. All right. So now that we've discussed about what won't work, I like to do the ideal plan, which this is kind of a dream level. Let's not go too far into, I'll be served coffee in bed, that kind of dreaming, but let's talk about kind of how you envision your morning. So for me, my ideal morning is I would wake up between 5 and 6. I would get up and not sit in my bed and mindlessly scroll. So I wake up, I get up, I'd go do my scripture reading, my Bible study. I would do some prayer time. And then after that, I would go get ready for the day. My husband does all the cooking in the morning because that's our routine. So he takes care of the kids. I just have to help get them dressed and all that. So after I've done my hour to an hour and a half of me time of, again, ideal, not every morning, that would be my ideal morning. If I wake up at 5, I can get all this done. And then by, 7:30, I'm getting dressed. I'm then helping the kids get ready, all of that kind of stuff. So list down what your ideal would be. So that would be for me, tea, having breakfast, taking my supplements, kind of a very relaxing morning. I would check my email, I check my planner, kind of get prepared for the day. That to me, between 5 and 7:30 is kind of the time I would have to be able to do all of that. Now, once you've gotten your ideal plan down, I want you to alter it in a sense like, okay, what are the must-dos that I must have? Like things I don't want to skip that are super important. And then your time is short is your shortened version of that ideal morning routine. So my ideal morning routine, you want to write times next to these, time like from 5 to 7, I'm doing it 5 to 6, 5 to 5:30, 6 to 6:30, etc. Write down everything you're doing because you can get lost in the morning and all of a sudden go, what happened? So definitely have it timed. Feel free to do your phone, any sort of timer that would remind you to go to the next step. So once you have that ideal plan, write down, hey, in a pinch in my mornings, I'm going to lessen this so that I still feel like if I wake up late or we have a sick kid or something's going on, I can still get in a good chunk of my morning routine. And I don't feel like I've been cheated out of that, or I don't feel like I'm starting my day off with nothing. So I think it's important to have that ideal plan. When all stars align, this is what I'm going to do. And then, hey, in a pinch, if I wake up late or something's going on, these are the things that I'm still going to do. And the reason I say you still want some things to do is it's really important to start your day off well. And if you are starting off in chaos and can't take that time, it can really affect the rest of your day. So I really encourage you, even with, maybe, okay, you can't get your Bible study in, hop in a quick something on Spotify, Christian music, and say, okay, I'm going to listen to Christian music while I get ready. I'm going to listen to my favorite jams, whatever it is that inspires you in the morning. Start there, because you can go ahead and do that. And that still keeps you in that moment of having that peaceful morning. I know I have my main job, it can be very stressful. And so I really set my mindset for the day in positivity and knowing, okay, whatever happens will happen. It doesn't matter if I read my email at 7 in the morning or 9, it's all the same. And just really getting that mindset. And so that's why having that shorter version, knowing, because we can get stressed, like kids woke up late, they're sick, something's going on, it's messed with your day. It can be very frustrating. But if you go, okay, I can't do my Bible study this morning, so I'm going to listen to some Christian music while I get ready, and it just puts you at peace. If you do yoga in the morning as part of your morning routine and you can't do it because of whatever reason, can you do 2 or 3 simple, just basic stretches, that would get you in the mindset, getting that happy mindset, not happy per se, but, a good solid, ready to start the day and already calm the frazzle, because you want to calm that frazzle within your morning routine, because if it keeps going and things happen, it really affects your day. So if you can have that shortened morning routine that still keeps you in check, like, wait, I'm not going to let the day get ahead of me. I'm not going to let the day come crashing down on me, because I can still get in my morning routine. It sets you up for positivity versus, oh, I couldn't do my morning routine. And then it just kind of, rabbit trails from there. All right, and then special editions. So if at any point you want to add things in, alter it up a bit, as with everything we'll talk about tonight, you're going to have different times. So maybe in the winter months, for me, I have fibro. So in the winter months, it's going to be harder for me to get up. So I'm not going to get up at 5, probably. I may not get up till 7. If you need that extra time to sleep in and you would rather sleep until the last second, that's part of your morning routine, getting that extra sleep in. So what are you going to do to prepare the night before so that you can get that extra sleep? So now you have your morning routine all written up, or you will once you have more time to think about it after this class. But then really think, what can you do the night before to prepare for your morning routine? Like you said, if you need to sleep in, do you have your clothes picked out? Do you have your kids' clothes picked out? Are they at the age where they can do it themselves? Do you need to set them an alarm? All of that is part of having a successful morning routine. So with any routine, you have to take the time to set up. It's not just going to appear magically and happen. So you do have to prepare for it. So I won't go into the evening routine. You guys can, as I'm talking, follow along and fill it out, but it's basically the same thing. Currently, what are you doing? And I will say one of the faults I found with an evening routine is thinking it had to start like after everybody's in bed. And that just, I'm going to do makeup routine. I'm going to do a mask. I'm going to do all these things after the kids get in bed. Are you kidding me? I'm brushing my teeth, wiping my face with a washcloth, maybe, and jumping into bed, and I'm out. I'm exhausted. I want to sit on my phone, have some me time. We all know about these kind of things. So I found out my evening routine can start way earlier. In fact, I don't have a huge skincare routine right now. It's just water, but that's one thing I'm hoping to add in. Again, I'm going to be revisiting my evening routine as I finalize some things and move some things around. So I'm also going to bed earlier. I'm not quite the night owl since I'm getting up early. So I had to effectively change my PM routine. But for my PM routine, I start after the kids eat dinner and we do bath time. That's when I'm doing my makeup routine, not my makeup routine, but my face routine. When I'm still have energy, if your kids are little in the bathtub, that's a perfect time. You got to be in the bathroom anyways. Take off your makeup, do a mask. So kind of finding good times to do that. So I get in my pajamas. Well, I'm a pajama gal. So literally the second I get home, I'm in my pajamas. 4:30, 5 o'clock, I don't care. I want to be in comfy clothes. That is my jam. So I guess you could say my evening routine starts with that. I'm in pajamas, period. But trying to tie in some of those things so that you can get them done. So that evening routine, doesn't need to start it when everybody's in bed. You're too tired, especially those you go to bed early. So start that. So I'm going to start my makeup routine when the kids are taking a bath. The kids are having quiet time. I'm going to read a book or whatever the evening routine. So mine basically is I get in bed. I do some mindless social media because that is literally the only time lately I've been on social media. So I am kind of missing it because I've been trying to read a bunch. So reading is also part of my thing. If my husband's the type of person that, gets into bed and it's like, what do you want to, oh, okay, you're asleep. He's done for the night. He gets up early, does all the breakfast and stuff. So he's done by the time we get, towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So he's already asleep. So in what I was doing, what I would have wrote originally on my current box is watching like 2 to 3 hours worth of TV. I felt like that was my time. I just want to unwind. I don't want to listen to anybody. I want to watch my show and play on my phone. And I would do that for like 3 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such wasted time that I'm just giving away for no reason. So then I changed up my evening routine once I got to that portion, face stuff early. But now as I'm getting to bed, I will do a few minutes on the phone. And then if my husband's not awake to watch a show together, I turn off the TV and I read. And again, I had this crazy goal for those of you who may not be following me to read 100 books this year. I started out strong. May and June is kind of fizzled, and now June I'm trying to pick it back up. But in order to do that, literally, I have no time on social media. So I sacrifice my social media time to read. I just need to get back in the habit of reading and find a few shorter books that I can get caught up because I'm about 10 behind of making it right now. So anyways, just go through that, figure out what you need to change in your routine, what you want to add. And I would say if you don't have one, like if you were like me and it was like, I get out of bed, I brush my teeth, I brush my hair, and I'm out the door, don't create a 10-step evening routine, 10-step morning routine. Literally add one thing at a time. What would you like to see? So like for me, social media, too much time watching TV. So instead of that, at 10 o'clock, I'm turning TV off and I'll read or try to go to sleep. So try to add things if you feel like you do want to improve any of your routines. And again, part of my evening routine is when you're part of Oola, one of the things you do is you kind of the night before, look at your day tomorrow. They have this whole great thing about Skittles and oranges. It's very similar to the sand and the rock system, if you've seen that. But what are the things I want to do to accomplish my goals tomorrow? What are the steps I need to take? So in my PM routine, I have kind of a goal set in, like, what does my schedule look like tomorrow? What do I want to work on? What goals am I working on? And then, oh yeah, all those little Skittles, what that need to be done, need is a relative term, all the little things I need to do in my day. What ones am I going to do tomorrow that really need to be done? Can I delegate? Do they not need to be done? So I have that in my PM routine. So if you're a planner, or even if you're not a planner and you want to become one, or you seem frazzled lately, checking into what you have to do tomorrow, writing it out on just even a scratch piece of paper will go do wonders for your nighttime, because it gets all that stuff out of your head and on paper. You don't have to remember it because you wrote it down. You don't have to remember that there's a dentist appointment at 8 in the morning or at 10 in the morning. You've written it down. It's out of your head. So that is the gist of the AM and PM routines in creating them. They're not super hard, but I just like to warn people, start slow, gradually build. One of the things that I did with my fitness, I lost 60 pounds in a year. Excuse me. Basically following Oola before I knew about it. And they have a new fitness thing. So weight loss is your jam this year and getting healthy. Connect with me. I do have a course at the end of this for weight loss and getting healthy. So it's fun. But anyways, one of the things I did is I recently started going back to my bad habits. They sneak in a little bit here and there, so you have to be mindful of them. So, or if you're starting a new habit of eating healthy, what do? You create 20 things you're going to try to do in your new weight loss, get healthy journey. And then we overwhelm ourselves and quit. So what I did, which is very much how I want you to treat these evening and AM routines, is okay, I'm going to eat vegetables every meal. That was my goal for 2 weeks. Just eat vegetables every meal. And it was really great because if I had a meal for some reason where I didn't have a vegetable, I would go grab a handful of carrots. Vegetables fill you up. They're good for you. So it was a good, easy, that's all I had to do. I mean, if that's all someone told you to do, you'd be like, yeah, I got that. Simple. The next step I added in, and it's been a little bit harder. I may have adjusted on weekends, but because we just do things later, but I don't eat after 7 p.m. So I stop eating after 7 p.m. And that has helped with the mindless eating at night. If I'm really struggling, I'll go brush my teeth. It doesn't count tea, so I can have a cup of tea if I'm really feeling it, or water, but and that's the only beverage I drink anyways. But Yeah, after 7, no eating. So you'll see me sometimes at 6:50 in the kitchen. I gotta find something to eat because I maybe want something and I can't eat after 7. And just by setting that little deadline, it actually is amazing how I'm like totally keeping it. So vegetables every meal, don't eat after 7. So next, I'm going to start water because water is a hard one for me. People are like, oh, why don't you start with water? It's a hard one for me. I can't. I don't know. So that'll be next week. But by adding those in every few weeks, I've already got the one kind of in a habit, got it tracked down. Now I'm going to add a different one. And so you can kind of slowly grow like that. And that's probably the only 3 I'll do because that's all I will need is the water, the don't eat after 7, and a vegetable every meal. That and maybe some exercise. Haven't gotten exercise yet, but it's coming, I'm sure. All right, let me just check my notes here to make sure I didn't forget anything about the AM and PM routine. Perfect. All right, well, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. Feel free to ask them later as well. And I forgot, see, I'm horrible at this, sorry. AM routine, PM routines, again, it was the same thing. So you didn't miss much on the next slide, but I will try to remember to do my slides. All right, so you've already created your downloads or you got your downloads. Go ahead and create those AM and PM routines. All right, ideal week. So this is the next piece of paper I gave you. It's just a simple, you probably can't see it, but simple little schedule. I wrote down the times and the days of the week. If you didn't get this or you are super digital, it's a great thing to throw up in Excel or Google Sheets because you can do color really quickly. And you can adjust your day. So I made it more like my day doesn't start till 5. So I would start at 5, but some people I know do get up early. So I started at 4 a.m. to 3 a.m. So 24 hours. I think I have 24 hours. Maybe I only have 23. I don't know. But you get the gist. Most of us are sleeping. But the reason I do this is because if you're a nurse that works nights, you need that nighttime to know your schedule is different. So what is an ideal week? Again, with our ideal routines, an ideal week is if the heavens aligned and you could do what you wanted, this would be perfect. And so by scheduling this, one thing it does, the reason you do this, is to see, okay, is your ideal week even physically, are you able to do it? Are you trying to squeeze way too many things in that you can't get in? So when you create your ideal week, you need a calendar so you can look at it all. And then once you have that ideal week, what is an ideal week? I've told you it's kind of this like idea of a perfect week, how I want my work schedule to go, how I want my family time schedule to go. This gives you a baseline to help you create your schedule or your goals and all that stuff. This ideal week will give you that starter thing because one thing it does show you is actually how much time you have. It seems like when we go through the motions of life that we don't have a lot of time, but when you start filling these out, you're like, oh, I had more time than I thought. There's pockets you can find. And for those of you who literally have no time, connect with me, please. You're doing too much. We need to slow it down. We need to find balance within your life. And I would love to help you do that. And this comes from a person who does overcommit, overdo it all because I love it. I love everything. I can do it. All right. So as you fill this out, the first step in your ideal week that I always start with is 2 things. I like to start with work. You have a 9 to 5. If you have an outside the house job, I will say. If your job is inside the house, we'll get to that. But for those of us who do work outside of the house, go ahead and color in your work schedule. So for me, and I didn't do half hour, just be estimate, but also next time I'll have half hours because they are crucial. But also include your commute time. So for me, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, my husband and I carpool, mainly for the gas prices and the fact that we can adjust our schedules to be able to carpool. So why not? Gives us time to talk and stuff like that. So we work 9:30 to 5 or 4:30, but we're not home. We have to leave 9 a.m. and we're not home until 5 p.m. So what I would do on those 3 days is I would shade in, I'm going to color here where I'm talking to you, 9 to 5. So I've included my travel time, all of that. And that would happen on, sorry, I'm going to color my paper. The other reason I did it on paper is because hello, coloring. Who doesn't love coloring? All right, so 9 to 5 on those 3 days. So work is always the first one for those of you that work outside of the home, that I get that done. Now, because I've planned my ideal week, this is why I already know my ideal week. On Thursdays, I want to be home with the kids half a day. We have a sitter Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then my husband and I are splitting Thursday and Friday. Has not happened yet. We've only been 2 weeks into it and it's derailed already. Again, ideal week. But normally I'm going to work on Thursdays from 8, because I'm going to get to work at 8:30, and I'm going to work until 1:30. So on Thursdays, I'm working 8:30 to 1:30, and then I'll come home and spend the rest of the day with the kiddos. And then on Friday, I am working 9 to 5. So that's my longest day. Make my little colorings here. So, and I don't work on the weekends unless, a heck breaks loose. I'm gonna try to show this to you. You can see, I mean, that's my work schedule. Now, how many of you feel like between your work schedule, there's no time? There's a lot of time left. Now, I do realize we have to sleep, which is what comes next. So next, I will take a blue. So green is my work week. So whether you work part-time, full-time, whatever it is, put it on there. And then with the, while we do the sleeping one, I'll also talk about what to do, like if you are a person who works at home. But bedtime. So again, ideal week, I would like to be asleep by 11. So I'm going to color 11. And again, you might want to do this like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then maybe Friday. For me, again, I'm not a party animal. So ideally, I would just be in bed. And kind of to me, this is not getting in bed. This is like sleeping. Like I am sleeping hopefully by 11 p.m. So not when you get into bed, but when you go to sleep, like the hours you want to be sleeping. So for me, that's 11 to 5. So I'll color that all in. And you guys can color yours in. So if you see just between sleep and work, now don't you feel like normally when you think about sleep and work, that's all you do. And then you just have this like sliver of time. And that's why I love these ideal weeks, to see like there's still a ton of time. What am I doing in my life, right? Still a ton of time in the schedule. So while you guys are doing that, I'll talk a little bit about stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, anybody like that. You still work in a sense the majority of the time. So I would put down when maybe you are officially like on duty, like spouse is left, anything like that. That's kind of your work schedule. But for your ideal week, what I would do is in the green when you're on, if you're a single mom, stay home, whatever, and you're gone from the moment they wake up, then go ahead and like color half the boxes that you are busy. So, okay, they get up at 7. So I don't have to do anything with the kids till 7. Okay. And then they take a nap at 9. So I would leave that blank, but green around. So green around whenever you have, you want to leave some openings on your schedule, because you're going to really be looking at those block schedules on trying to fit things in around your kids' schedule, which can be really hard. If your kids are in school and you're like, okay, from 9 to 3, I'm at home doing home chores, working, doing all that. So that could be your work day. So with the stay at home, it is a little different because you are on all the time. So your job is basically from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. But don't color it all in, color half, because you have to work around filling some of those blocks. This is where block schedule really comes into handy. So you could start filling yours out. Okay, from 9 to 11 every day, I'm going to be playing with the kids and doing that. So you could color that in as your work. From 9 to 11, I'm doing this. Then from 11 to 12, they're going to go watch shows. They're going to read some books. They're going to play in their room. From 11 to 12 is kind of my time. So I'm going to leave that blank. Again, ideal week. They go and do whatever you ask for an hour and don't talk to you, right? Ideal week. We would have that hour there. Nap time, you would leave those not green, leave those blank, because that's when you're going to start fitting in some of the stuff that you don't think you have time to do. Again, if you have kids under 5, survival mode, your ideal week is just finding sleep, finding the time to hang out with your husband, see one another, unwind. So don't get too caught up in this ideal week if you have kids under 5, because that's just All right, so after that, I like to do, you know, things that we do as a family. So for us, it's church. So on Sunday, I'm going to find 9:30 and I'm going to, you know, highlight 2 hours for church. Then on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, but I'm going to do again when everything's kind of happening. So if you do something once a month, every other Tuesday, go ahead and put it on your ideal plan week, and it's going to look really busy, but then you can figure out, okay, well, not every week I'm having that. But then you can see exactly, like if everything happened in your life, how much you really are busy. So I will put that Tuesday, you know, 6 to 9. My finger got a little carried away. So those are my church activities, 6 to 9 on Tuesday, and then Sunday at church. So fill out anything, anything you volunteer for. If you don't go to church and you volunteer for things, anything you're part of, you've volunteered for Girl Scouts, whatever you volunteered for, go ahead and put that down. So that's volunteer time, everything like that. Then for those of us, okay, so other simple things, I want to make sure I'm using the same colors here. The other thing to think about is household chores. When are you cleaning the house? You know, for me, this is one thing I'm trying to mix up in my routine. I would like to do a little bit every day versus a like huge clean on Saturday. So I'm going to put in, let's say in an ideal world, I'm getting home at, you know, 5 o'clock, and my husband again cooks all the food in our house. Yes, I'm very lucky. So from 5 to 6, I'm going to wrangle the kids and get them to help me clean the house Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll probably do from 9 to 11, a nice big clean. So 30 minutes a night just to keep the house in order. So, and then the nightly, and then the 2 hours on Saturday. You know, just do a little bit deeper clean. May not be 2 hours every week, especially if I can get all my purple done during the week, then that Saturday time slot can probably open. But again, look how much the white space there still is. We have time. And now if you're cooking, again, you need to add in all that time that you're doing. I don't cook. So laundry, if you do laundry once a week, once a day, whatever you do, you have to put in everything you are doing. This is going to help for those of you that know, like me, that maybe overcommit. If you have this ideal schedule and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I want you to volunteer, it's 2 hours a week, that's not that much time. You can go to your ideal week and go, yeah, I don't got that kind of time, or actually I do, I can totally do that. So it gives you a better idea of how to answer things when they come up at you kind of at the spur of the moment. So adding in cleaning, laundry, grocery shopping. So we usually go, I'm going to put this in pink also since it's kind of a family thing, but we all go shopping together. We go to Costco. It's kind of a family affair, and we usually go, you know, Sunday after church a lot of the times. So I'm going to color that pink in for that. The other thing I do is I do what's called a Sunday basket. I offer courses on that as well if you would like to learn how to wrangle your paper and all the things that come in our lives into our house. And it takes me anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to do that once a week to organize everything. So I usually do that on Saturday afternoons. So I will do 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 Saturday afternoon. Again, it doesn't have to be the perfect timing. Is that the time I do it every time? No, but I just want to get on my ideal week when I do things. So you can see it's starting to fill up a little bit, but still so much white space. This is called phone scrolling time. All these white spaces, if you're starting to look and go, oh, okay, there's a lot more time than I have. And then let's do with the yellow, we talked about our morning routines. So everything I want to do in the morning. So I'm going to say my morning routine, ideal morning routine is 2 hours. So that is from 5 to 7. I'm going to go ahead and color it in Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, I like to do a 3-hour morning routine, really just coax into my morning. And then Sunday, because we're doing church, I am going to probably only do an hour morning routine. So that's my morning routine, the bottom, starting to really fill up. And then my evening routine, again, I just want an hour for that for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and color every day my evening routine. So I still have a lot of time left. And that's, again, should you have more than one? And here's where that comes into play. So probably an off, with no school, no sports, this is my routine. I have a ton of open space here that I can fill with my side hustle, which is what I'm doing now. And I will go in here and do that. So I know Mondays I have a phone call. So I'm going to do 2 hours on Monday. I'm going to do 2 hours on Thursday, just working on my side hustle. And then probably on Saturday, I will do 3 hours. And maybe on Sunday, I'd like to do 2 hours. So that would be the ideal in that dark your blue color, greeny blue there. So I added all that in. Now, should you have more than one? Back to that. Yes, different seasons in life, like we talked about little kids, if you have little kids right now, your season's very small and what you can get done. So your ideal week should be pretty empty. You should have a lot of white space so that you can focus on rest and not putting too much into your schedule, because you have little kids, they get sick all the time, all the things happen. You can't be going. So that's, seasons, like I say, so if you're going to sign your kids up for sports, you need to throw that in your schedule. Like, okay, who is taking the kids? Is it me? Do you have another sibling that can take them? Maybe you can pair up with a friend or another person doing that sport. You have to start putting in all of the sports activities, all of the things, so you can truly see how, because it seems like a good idea. And then when you start putting that in your schedule, if it starts, you should have some white space at the end of this. If you don't have any white space, you really have to question whether you're doing fine, or, hey, I need some more balance and I need to go see Stacy. So that's why you will do this. Now, why the ideal week? Like I said, how this will help you is, number one, getting to realize how much free time you actually have. Again, it doesn't seem like it, but when you put this on paper, I've got a lot of open time, a lot of free space that now you can start looking at, okay, what am I going to do in that free time? I'm obviously just sitting on my phone, or, maybe instead of sitting on the phone, I'm going to go play with the kids. I don't think I have any time to play with them. I really do. I'm going to sit down and play with them. You can schedule a date with a friend. Like, oh my gosh, I can go out once a week on Saturday afternoon. I have 2 hours to myself. I'm going to schedule that and go do that. So it really just helps you feel like how much time you have. Maybe it's time to rethink some things and find balance, which is another good reason of doing this. And then, like I said, one of my favorites, you do this, someone asks you, you go, wait, I got to go look at my ideal week and go, no, I can't add anything else right now. So that's how that whole thing is really going to help you. So talk about sleep time, work schedule. Again, not good with the slides, people. That is a weakness of mine. I'll have to work on. So I did add a bunch of things here for you guys to look at. So we'll go over PM routine, AM routine, drive time, add any drive time that takes up your schedule, religious service, volunteer duties, meal prep, family obligations, exercise, playtime with kids, date nights, time with friends, budgeting, housework. So there's more I could have added in for sure. Like we do a date night, we're doing it once a month for sure. And we try to go out once a week, but adding those date nights in, because the people that are important to you. So if I add in, let's say every Monday, not Monday, let's do Wednesday, we're going to do a date night for 2 hours. Perfect. And then I want to spend 2 hours with my kiddos every day, making sure that I spend 2 hours with them, just with them. So I fill that in. It's the same color as my sleep. So it's getting a little muddled here, but you can get the idea. Even after I put in those date night, sleep time, I still have white. It gets to the point where you don't have white. And now again, if I don't have white, but I'm hitting all my boxes, I'm spending time with my family, I have, maybe putting in some self-care and downtime. If you have everything you need and your schedule's full, that's okay. But all of a sudden, ooh, Susie wants to go play soccer. Something's got to give on my schedule to make that work. So anyways, those are just some ideas of different things you need to think about. Just start thinking about all the time. Now, again, what you can do in this ideal schedule when you start looking at it from the planning perspective, and this is like step 2, maybe this is my next course on how to do really find time. So if you find, oh my gosh, I am in the car 4 hours a day. I'm not reading. I'm not, I'm just driving around. Podcasts, audiobooks, saying, hey, I really want to read. I'll listen to audiobooks. I'm in the car for 4 hours a day. I'm going to pay $16 to get an Audible account because it's worth it to me. I am spending 4 hours in my car where I could be listening to things. Spotify's free and does podcasts, a lot of podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that. But that might be something like, hey, it is worth it. I'm not going to cry over my $16 a month I'm spending on Audible because I'm using that. It's important to me. It gives me self-care, downtime, fun as I am being a mom, being the taxi driver, all of those things. So yeah, make sure you include it all and really delve into it. And if you've done this and you're just like at a loss, I can do just a one-on-one with you. So literally will just help you walk through this ideal schedule. Let's see what else I forgot. We're getting close to the end. I didn't want to go over an hour, so I'm going to like breeze through the end here. Like I said, how many should I have? You got seasons of the year, seasons of life. Change it up as you see fit. I would probably do one at the beginning of the school year. That's probably the next time I'll do one. Do one for summer because things totally change in summer. You got soccer camps, sports camps, all the things, family trips. That's when you're going to want to change this up. And you'll see those changes. All right, what else we got? It's like a surprise. All right. I don't have any questions yet. If I missed them in the chat, because again, I'm new to this whole thing, trying to figure this out. Or if you are watching this on the replay, feel free to ask me any questions you have. I would love to get together and help out. Most of you know, if you follow me, I'm planning guru. I love it, love it, love it. So this, for some reason, did not get deleted. So we'll just skip through that. All right, so some of the things I offer as Oola, I do have the Oola books that you can buy on my website. I will put the link at the end in the notes, and I will add it to the replay when I send that out as well. But we have Find Balance, which is the first book I read. I read it in a day in 4 hours. So, and I just got the woman one and the women one, and there's also a Christian one. But these are books you can buy on my website that kind of talk about what Oola is. And it's a great start. Like if you're like, Stacey, I'd love a life coach. I don't have that much money. Great, 16, 20 bucks. I can't remember if they are. It'll be in my page though. You can get these books and at least start learning about what Oola is, because it is such an important thing to have balance in your life. And it's an easy way to do it. Next, Framework 101 is a class I will be offering. It's going to be $25 because again, my first time doing it. It will go up quite a bit once we get this. But this basically, you'll do an assessment and find out where you're going, what's going on in your life, how you're living your life. And then after we get that assessment done, we'll start working on creating some goals for you. And this is kind of the precursor. It's a basic to my coaching, all of that. But this is an idea of just getting in there at $25. It's a 2-hour workshop. There will be homework that you take home and then go from there. But that is really how we start breaking down and getting you set up to conquer your goals, set your goals, go for it. It's a great starter if you're not sure you're wanting to go to the next steps for $25 to get in from there. Next, I have, and again, that class will go up to $75 after the first or 2 times. I don't want you guys to pay big money for something that you don't feel is worth, that I'm not quite there yet. So $25 for the first 2 classes, and then the third time I do it, it will be jumping up to $75. Yeah. The other thing is I am doing a fun thing starting in August where, you can join me in this anytime, but I'm going to really beef it up in August because, we're getting back to school, all that. But this is one of the things, it's an app and it's the Oola Lifestyle Framework. And there's a monthly subscription for $47. And then there's the yearly subscription where you do save 1 month free, which almost covers your first fee, higher fee of the month. But this is a great, awesome value. It is an app where you track all your goals. So you go through the framework that we were going to go through in that 101 class. You go through the framework, figure out where you are needing some balance in life, all of that. And then they give you courses created uniquely to you. So when I did mine, faith was low on mine. So it would send me these papers, just a piece of paper, mindset, you read it, you follow the actions. It gives you some ideas of how to, you know, change faith. How could you, I'm trying to think of the words, but anyways, just these courses. It's a little mini course, like, and I did it one, some of them are, you can do it one time, some you might want to think about more, but they're created to me. You may start and go, my field or my fitness is low. So it's going to start there for you. It's going to start where you need it. So it's so great that this app is tailored to you, because you may not have issues with your faith. You may be fine there, or you may, yeah, like I said, so it's going to start you on fitness. Wherever you're unbalanced the most, that's where it starts you to get back balance in that particular F. So this is a great, awesome program. I'm so excited. They always have more and more stuff to add to it. It's beautiful. It's exciting. If you are really wanting to have the best year yet, really dive into it. Do that year program with me. I'm right with you along the way. We'll chat and I will help you through it all. So those are two great things. And then the other thing is I have 3 coaching programs. So Unstuck is the 3-week program, and all the prices are on my website. So I'll send the link and you guys can go check these out. But it's a 3-week program. It's the basics. You take the 10-week and squeeze it down. So that's the 3-week program. The 10-week program is, again, the best program because it's 10 weeks. It's spread out. We have one-on-one coaching time. You work together, and then we come back and do more one-on-one. And so it really, I walk along with you to find that balance and help you with things that are causing you to get stuck in creating that life of balance. And then accountability coaching, 12 sessions. If you're just still needing more, that is for you. So there's 3 different things I offer on one-on-one coaching. I am working on getting my website done. So that will start my other website. It will show you all of these things, because I also offer a green gap. If you're just looking for help in financing, I also do that. But that's also included in the 10-week program. So that's not included, but we cover finances in the 10-week program. So there's many ways that I can help you, from any price point down to a book, up into the most of the accountability coaching. I recommend, to get started, is get on that app. It's $47 a month. Cut out coffee, cut out something. Well, it's not cut out coffee. I did, but I know it's crazy. Find some way of, hey, I want to get myself better. I want balance in my life. I'm going to find a way to cut $47 so I can bring that program on, because it is so worth it. And then if you're really just wanting to dive all in, I suggest the 10-week course. It's awesome. I did it as part of my training, and it was truly amazing. Well, okay, I did it. Barely. I'm a chatter and a squirrel, so I don't think I squirreled much. I work on my slides for those of you that painstakingly had to watch this live with no slides. But again, thank you so much. I will put my link on the page. I would love to help you out in any way. Message me if you are needing something, because I can find something that we can do to help you, because that's my ultimate goal. Is I want to help you succeed in life, play with your family, have fun. This life is short, and I don't want you stuck and unhappy in it. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great day. Or evening, I guess. And I'll figure out how to work all this in my system. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Give me any feedback, all of that good stuff. And until next time.